Hello students. The purpose of today's video is to read a fairy tale, and in this case, it is a retelling of the Grimm's fairy tale Hansel and Gretel. We see the title here, Hansel and Gretel, and this version is by Eric Blair, illustrated by Claudia Wolf. Claudia Wolf is the illustrator, and remember, an illustrator is who makes those pretty pictures. And on the front cover here, I see what looks like a house made of, is that candy? I don't know. And there seems to be some people there. It looks like an old lady is walking out of the house. She has a cane and there's a bird. Oh no, maybe these people are going to rob that poor old lady and the bird is going to help them. She doesn't know what she's getting into. Well, that's my prediction. Maybe the squirrel up top or maybe the cat will help her out. But who is this? It says Grimm's fairy tale. Who is Grimm's? Let's take a look. About the brothers Grimm. To help a friend, brothers Jacob and Wilhelm Grimm started or began collecting old stories told in their home country of Germany. Events in their lives would take the brothers away from their project, but they never forgot about it. Several years later, the Grimms published their first books of fairy tales. The stories they collected still are enjoyed by children and adults today. So, this version is retold by Eric Blair, and we'll see what happens with Hansel and Gretel, Part 1. Once upon a time, a poor woodcutter lived with his wife and two children at the edge of a forest. The little boy's name was Hansel, and the little girl's name was Gretel. The woodcutter's wife was the children's stepmother. Now, a woodcutter is this man who uses an axe or a hatchet to chop wood, and they use that to burn in the fireplace so they can keep warm. A stepmother means she's their father's wife, but she wasn't their mother by birth. That means something happened to their mother, and now they have this new mother who is their father's new wife. One night, the woodcutter was so worried he couldn't sleep. How can we feed the children when there's not enough to feed ourselves? He asked his wife. The woman had a wicked plan. That means bad. Wicked is really bad. Tomorrow we'll lead the children into the forest and leave them there. We'll be rid of them. I can't do that, cried the woodcutter. Then we'll all die of hunger, his wife said. The woodcutter finally agreed to the plan, but he felt sorry for his children. The children heard the wicked plan. Gretel cried. Hansel said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of everything." He crept outside and filled his pockets with shiny white pebbles. The next morning they all walked into the forest. Hansel secretly dropped his pebbles one by one. "Go to sleep," the woman told the children when they reached the center of the forest. "We'll come back for you later." It was dark when Hansel and Gretel woke up. When the moon rose, they followed the trail of pebbles out of the forest. They reached their father's house in the morning. The stepmother was surprised to see them. "We thought you were lost and never coming back," the wicked woman said. But their father was happy they were home. Soon the cupboards were nearly empty again. Cupboards is where they keep food. "We have to get rid of the children to save ourselves," the woodcutter's wife said. "We'll take them even deeper into the forest." The woodcutter was unhappy, but he followed his wife's wishes. That means he was going to do what she wanted to do. Next, we'll have to see what happens with those poor children and the wicked stepmother in part 2 of Hansel and Gretel.